Howdy, folks. Welcome to this week's Ag Report. We're doing this week's Ag Report from the tractor seat. I am planting wheat, and so we kind of pulled over here on the turn road to kind of have a little talk with you. So agriculture, you may wonder, there are laws and things that get passed, whether that be in Austin or whether that be locally in the county, or whether that be nationally, that affect agriculture. And you may wonder, well, how do we watch out for those kind of things, and how do we participate in legislation that is good for agriculture, or how do we talk to those that maybe there's some legislation that is not very good for agriculture? So one way that that's done in Texas, there is a membership organization called Texas Farm Bureau. They have over 500,000 member families, and they are the voice of Texas agriculture. That is kind of their motto, their slogan. And what they do is they represent the many different forms and facets of agriculture, whether that's vegetable or row crops or timber, animal agriculture, all of the above. And so I'm going to kind of share with you a little bit about how they represent and how they represent you if you are a member of agriculture, or even if you're not a member of their organization, if you're in agriculture. So they are called a grassroots organization, which means the members at large are the ones that set the policy. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a snapshot of kind of what that looks like. So they have a policy book. And what that means is every year that book gets updated with new stuff or stuff modified or taken away. And that is what the leaders of Texas Farm Bureau look at when they visit with congressmen, representatives, county judges, all of those different levels of elected officials. And they look at that book and they go, our policy is we support this or we oppose this. And that is based on the annual membership voting on that at state convention. And you may wonder, well, how in the world does that ever get up the tree that far to get voted on? Well, that's a good question. And the way it starts is a member, a single member, in their living room, sat down, and they wrote out a resolution saying, I believe Farm Bureau should support this or should oppose this. And they handed that in to their county Farm Bureau office. That county office gave that to the county president. That county president brought that up at a county convention that is held every year in all the counties across the state of Texas. Those members at that county convention voted on that, and that got sent to a resolution committee. Basically what that is a peer review, a review of the peers. So there are volunteer leaders that come together and they meet in Waco at the state office, and they review all of these resolutions that came from the counties. When I say review, what they do is they look at it and they go, well, this is a duplicate, or meaning it's already in policy in there, whether it's a for or against, or they might edit it, that kind of a deal. And they accumulate all of those together, and then they come to the state convention. The state convention, those go before all of the delegates from all across the state of Texas, and they are reviewed again, and they are amended. Maybe it was something that didn't get put in to be reviewed, and it died for lack of support. Well, remember, that county member that sat at his kitchen table and wrote that out, he can attend the state convention, and if his resolution did not make it to the floor of the convention, he has an opportunity to stand before the convention and the delegates and bring it back up one more time. And so that is the essence of the grassroots policy. Then those members at that convention, they vote yes to put that in, or no, not to put that in. And that happens every single year. So every year in December, we have a brand new policy book going forward for 2021 or 22, whatever year it may be. And then that way, throughout that year, as situations arise and things like that, and those leaders of Texas Farm Bureau are meeting with elected officials, no matter where it is. It may be in Washington, D.C., it may be at the county courthouse. They can look at that book and go, you know, our members just met on this in December last year, and they voted this way. They would like to support this, or they would like to oppose that. So anyways, just wanted to give you kind of a snapshot. It's a very important thing. It is very important, no matter what kind of agriculture that you're in, that you have a voice to those elected officials, so that you have a choice of whether that legislation is something that's good for agriculture or something that maybe isn't good, that you have a voice to share your opinions in there. And Texas Farm Bureau is one of those options and one of those voices. So just wanted to give you that little window into how that policy development kind of works. You've probably heard of the organization and what they do, but I hope that gives you kind of a little bit of a backstory of how that stuff gets there. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into how legislation and policy and stuff like that goes in, and how these different organizations can do that. Like I say, that's how Texas Farm Bureau does. Other ones have different ways that they do things. But as always, if you've got any questions, reach out to the Waxahachie Sun. Be happy to answer them. If you have questions about Farm Bureau, reach out to your local county office, and they'll be happy to share with you and try and answer your questions in any way. Y'all have a good day. Y'all take care now.